everybody, this is Sportman16, and well, Anime St. Louis has officially come and gone, and all I have to say is, I had a blast just like every other year. So now the question is, what all went down that weekend? Oh boy. So gotta try and remember everything off the top of my head because, well, basically my short-term memory is kinda crap. So, let's see. On Friday, they were having a Mario Kart 8 tournament like they did last year, and determined not to make the same mistake that I did last year, I went with my preferred combination in Mario Kart 8 being Roy, the Flame Rider with the slim tires, with the Bowser Kite. So yeah, the kite doesn't, or the glider, the Bowser Glider is what I should be saying. But I think it's called Bowser Kite. I'm not quite sure. In terms of the brackets, they did say originally 7 people entered, but unfortunately one kind of bailed out, so it was only 6 of us. And apparently they also had a losers bracket, which was interesting. And well, for me, all I could say is, I just dominated. I just pretty much dominated that Mario Kart 8 tournament. I mean, I only lost one battle, and basically I went to losers. I mean, I won at least about, I think, say 3 rounds before I fell down to losers bracket, and then basically I was working my way back from losers bracket and pretty much made it to what was pretty much the grand finals, and well, I won. I basically won the Mario Kart 8 tournament, which I felt really proud of. And what I basically got as a prize was 2 $20 coupons for Slackers. So basically $40 for Slackers. But unfortunately, I'm not going to get any use out of them because I don't go to Slackers. So I'm just deciding that I'm just going to give those 2 coupons to Jenny, and maybe she'll find some use out of it. Anyway, now you probably have already seen my Anime St. Louis 2017 slideshow, so that pretty much shows all the pictures that I have taken from that place. And man, oh man, the amount of pictures that I got like a total of 76. Basically triumphing what I had last year of 72. And if you're probably wondering how I was able to get those really good vertical shots, like those full body shots, well, basically, I think it was like a week or so, I think it was like the week before the convention, I went to Best Buy to get a tripod and an 8GB SD card. It was $40 in total, but it was definitely worth it. I mean, if you guys can just hold on a second, I'm just going to go grab my tripod, so be right back. Or pretty much the tripod is pretty much right here in my room. So yeah. Going to open up my little cabinet to grab my SD card. Yeah. This is basically the tripod. You can pretty much see what it is right here. It is a Sunpack 4200 XL, and for about $25, it's a pretty good tripod, because basically with these legs I can put on like a regular tripod. Got my little pivoter where I place my camera on right here, and then basically with these legs I can extend them out. I can't really fully extend them out, but you guys can see. I can extend out to as far as, I think they said it was 42 inches, and I could do that for each of these legs. And as for the camera mount itself, basically with this handle right here, I can pretty much pivot it up and down, pivoting around 360. And one of the best parts that I liked is that how I was able to get those full body shots is that this part right here, where the camera goes on, where I screw the camera in, there's actually a hinge right here where I can push it up to a vertical position. Basically what I do is that I push on this right here where there's a spring, and then just do that. And that's how I was able to get those vertical full body shots. So that was pretty amazing. But yeah, this is a really good tripod for 25 bucks. And as for the SD card, this is basically it right here. It is a SanDisk 8 gig that apparently has a process of 40 megabytes per second. So that's pretty amazing. So I'll just leave that here. But anyway, I'm trying to remember anything else that happened on that Friday. Don't really think much else happened on that Friday besides winning the Mario Kart 8 tournament. But I mean, I had some nice good interactions with the players, which is very nice. Okay, let's see here. Saturday. Oh boy, what a day that was. Okay, what went down Saturday? Besides my usual running around and spending time in the game room all the time. A bit of an interesting thing did happen there. It didn't really involve around the convention at all. It was actually some kind of problem that occurred. Though I kind of find it a little hilarious, but even though I really feel like it shouldn't be. But the thing of it was that the escalators from the escalators of the convention center actually kind of broke down because apparently a cosplayer's worst nightmare was realized. Basically, from what I heard, is that somebody's cosplay actually got jammed in the escalator, or the escalators. And I was like, oh, that's bad. And those people there, like the convention center staff or whatnot, spent like, I'd probably say about a few good hours trying to get the escalators to work. I mean, I'd probably say in a shorter period they managed to get the escalators going up to work. I guess it was just the escalators going down is where the cosplay got jammed. Though I feel really sorry for that cosplayer whose costume got all jammed up in the escalator. Trying to think what else was there. Oh boy, I can't think of it. Nothing too much really happened, but I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, on that Saturday night, me and Liz, and with a few other friends of mine, being my friend Zen and his I guess I'll say wife or girlfriend. I don't know for sure. Her name being Sapphire, but pretty much being called Saph for short. We went to the Whose Line Is It anime panel, which you've pretty much already seen the video of at this point. I mean, it's basically Whose Line Is It anime is basically like Whose Line Is It Anyway, which is basically where everything is made up and the points don't matter. And they pretty much played it exactly like the actual game, and it was effing hilarious. I mean the scream, basically the cheering screams that you heard, that was basically because Liz was sitting literally right next to me, as you all would have saw. Though I also would have to say that Liz's cosplays were pretty amazing. That even though for a short period of time she was on early Friday and late Sunday, she was what was her name? I think her name was like Panny from Panty and Stocking, which I barely even heard of. Please do keep this in mind. I'm a person who doesn't watch a whole metric F ton of anime, so please don't hurt me for that. But she did a really good job cosplaying as Peony on the day that she came to get me and Jenny and take us there to the convention center. Basically, yeah, Liz was pretty much alright there and back. So, yeah. For the majority of that convention center, or what I mean to say is that during the whole time, or most of the time of the convention, Liz was cosplaying as Cosmog, aka Nebby, and she was actually kind of hoping to find like some Lily cosplayers, and the thing of it was we only found like 2 Lily cosplayers, which I managed to get pictures of both of them. But man, there was definitely Team Skull, and 2 of them in particular were really really just wanted to play around with Liz when she was cosplaying as Nebby, just telling her to get in the bag. And she was just all like, no, and you know, like, pew! Curse you, Liz, you rubbed off on me. With the whole pew thing. But yeah. But the kind of upsetting part was that there were a lot of skull grunts. Saw about like 3 or 4 Guzmas. I even saw like 2 or 3 Gladians, maybe 4 Gladians, but no Plumeria. There was not a Plumeria cosplayer in sight, and I was just. But overall, it was still cool. Anyway, trying to remember. Yeah, I'm trying to remember all these things because I'm still a little tired from the weekend, still a bit sleep deprived, because throughout that entire weekend I barely got any sleep on that Friday night because the roll-up bed that me and my sister were on was not exactly comfortable. And the fact that with the hotel room, it was basically me, Liz, Jenny, and 2 new people that I met, which were Anthony and Simon, who was basically a gender bent girl who wants to be more of a guy. So there you go, right there. Basically, like, Anthony and Simon shared their bed. Liz had hers for that Friday night, and me and Jenny slept on the roll-up bed, which was a easily regrettable decision. So basically, what it was is that on Saturday night, and just letting y'all know, Liz didn't mind this at all, that she would basically share her bed with me. So yeah, like I said, she didn't really care or didn't mind. And boy, when I fell down on that bed, I was instantly comfy. But it was unfortunate that when I woke up on that Sunday morning, I did not feel great. I mean, like in terms of like my body, it was just not good. Because I mean, in more of a mental state, I was perfectly fine, but in a more physical state, basically, on that Sunday morning, my stomach decided to have a battle with me. Basically, I was waking up all nauseous and woozy. Because hey, when you go to an anime convention, for some reason you just get sleep deprived, and for me it's like I barely eat anything because I just want to stay at that convention center all freaking time and just want to get as many pictures as I can and interact with as much people as I want. That's all I have to say, but thankfully, as the result of that battle between me and my stomach, I barely managed to make it through and did not throw up. But thankfully, I was able to get to the bathroom when I felt like I was going to. So, yay for me for not losing to my stomach. But yeah, also remembering back on that Friday on our way there, as we were like loading up and everything, oh boy, did I do some heavy lifting. Basically, I was already having a bit of a struggle with my own bag alone. Excuse me. But the fact was with Jenny's bag, excuse me again, not only was her bag bigger than mine, because the fact that the bag that she had was actually a bag that my mom brought back, I think it was on, back around last month, I think it was April, or I think it was like earlier in May, that that my mom decided to visit her family, and one of her sisters gave her like a big old black rolling bag where she could put all the clothes that her sister gave to her. And oh boy, did my mom bring back a lot of clothes. But anyway, basically my mom decided to let Jenny use that bag for when Jenny wanted to pack her stuff, and oh boy, the amount of stuff that she packed in there. Like basically her clothes, her cosplays, packing in both the Wii and Wii U. She packed in so much stuff that I had to be the one who had to basically haul it upstairs and downstairs. And oh boy, that bag had to probably weigh at least probably like a good 40, 50, maybe even 60 pounds. Because unfortunately my sister didn't want to do it because she has a bad wrist. So I had to be the one to haul it up and down the stairs, which was not fun at all. And of course it was still the case of me still having to lift my bag, which was considerably lighter because I packed more lightly because I don't cosplay. Yeah, I don't cosplay at all anymore. I tried it at the first anime convention that I went to back in 2010. I didn't exactly feel comfortable doing so. But then it was like, I think it was like Natsucon the following year or so. Yeah, I was thinking either Natsucon 2010 or no, I think it was either Natsucon or Anime St. Louis 2011 that I tried to do my cosplay again, and I just decided, screw it, I'm just not gonna cosplay at all. So I decided that not to be a cosplayer, but a cosplay photographer. And it's just something that I've had in mind that maybe one day I could be like just a full-on anime or cosplay photographer. Anyway, but trying to think. I felt like I've kind of derailed off the track. Trying to remember what else happened on that on Saturday. The thing of it was that I know there was the rave that was going to go on that Saturday, but with the Whose Line Is It Anime and the panel after that, I just decided to skip out on the rave, no matter how much I wanted to go there and dance my butt up like a dang monkey. As for the other panel that happened after Whose Line Is It Anime was basically a panel that was hosted by, I do believe, a friend of Liz, whose name is Brad, and he likes to cosplay as Markiplier. And basically his panel was called Let's Play Horror Games. And basically what it is that he decides to pick people from the audience to come up to his table and play a horror game, which is basically horror games like the FNAF games, called a game called Emily Likes to Play, I think what was called Tattletale, and Toy Box, I think it was. And with me sitting right next to Liz, and just letting you know that Liz just does not like horror games, but yet she still attended the panel anyways. With me sitting right next to her, basically, I mean, it was fun to watch people play these horror games and getting all freaked out when like the monster or whatnot comes around. It was truly amazing. But when like more of really unexpected jump scares happened, Liz utterly pretty much shrieked and basically somewhat hurting my hearing a little bit, even though that she clearly warned me that she was going to do that, but apparently I just forgot about it like that because, again, short-term memory is all bleh. But it was still an overall good time at that panel. And hopefully that could happen again next year. But yeah, I think he said he was going to do it next year, so there you go right there. Trying to think. I think that's all I can remember for Saturday. And pretty much for Sunday, it was just nothing more than just some run around and scope out for cosplayers to take pictures of. So yeah, nothing really much went down Sunday, because when it comes to anime conventions on the last day, everyone just likes, just wants to relax, and definitely a few people just crashing in places. Trust me, I was seeing people just crashing in random places of the convention center. But thankfully I didn't, because apparently for me, I just tend to have a lot of energy. But even still right now, as I record this video on the Monday after the convention, because I could have done it the other day on that Sunday, but my body was just not on all 4 cylinders, and well, still kind of is right now, but it's on 3. The 4 cylinders still trying to fire up. But yeah, basically legs are still a bit sore, but hey, that's what happens when you go to an anime convention and you spend the entire weekend there. Your body will get sore. But the things that I got at the convention, that thankfully this time I did not lose, because I actually put them in places where I know they would be. In terms of what I got at Anime St. Louis, was pretty interesting. In terms of what I got in the dealer's room, was actually something that of Five Nights at Freddy's. I basically got these nicely made figures that are that of Nightmare Foxy from FNAF 4 and Golden Freddy from FNAF 1. Why these two? Well, they are actually two of my favorites from the entire series. But you gotta admit, these are very well made. I mean, they are articulated, but they're a bit more on the stiff side. And just before I record this video, I had to kind of glue Foxy's hook onto his arm, because I tried to stick it on normally and the hook just kept falling off. And the cool thing of it is that with Golden Freddy's mic, it's actually a separate thing. It's not like physically on Golden Freddy's hand. Like, here, I'll show you. See? The microphone is just a separate thing. So basically, I just slip it right into his hand, like so. But yeah. But the thing of it was, I actually caught a deal with these two figures. That even though both of them were $15, but I was very confused, or I had like a nice little kerfuffling battle with my mind, wondering who should I get, Golden Freddy or Nightmare Foxy. But the dealer of that part of the dealer's room decided to give me a deal that he would give me both Nightmare Foxy and Golden Freddy both for just $25, even though both of the figures were $15 each. So I was just like, how can I pass up that kind of a deal? So paid him $25, and boom, got the figures. Now, as for the bigger thing, is that I got something for the Pokemon TCG. Spent $35, and I think it's well worth it. And it is the Pokemon Sun and Moon Elite Trainer Box. And, well, might as well get the box corresponding to the version of Gen 7 that I got, which is Moon version, with Lunala. And basically, this Elite Trainer Box just like, it's like the whole 9 yards with this. Because what I would get is basically 8 TCG Sun and Moon booster packs, which I have not opened yet because I'm going to make a separate video for that one. Got 65 card sleeves pretty much featuring Lunala on it. 45 energy cards, a player's guide to the Sun and Moon expansion, 6 damage counter dice, 1 competition legal coin flip die. Now I'm gonna try and pronounce these words. 2 acrylic condition markers and 1 acrylic GX marker, which I have no idea what that is. A collector's box to hold everything with fortifiers to keep everything organized. And basically a code card for the TCG Online, which I don't use, so when I open up the booster packs, I'm just gonna give those code cards away. And keep in mind that with those code cards is basically first come, first serve. But yeah, basically this is basically the back. So pretty much showing you and telling you what you're gonna be getting. And what they mean by a collector's box is that since all these slides out, like, this is basically the collector's box they're talking about. That pretty much has Lunala on it. Take this off. But yeah, this is basically the whole box. And I guess since I have it out, I might as well show you guys what I got, or what's in there. Basically everything that's in there. Like, this is the player's guide. Like, it tells me, like basically, all about the new Pokemon, Sun and Moon. And basically with the Sun and Moon cards that, if you people clearly remember that before Sun and Moon for TCG came out, that there was these basically, like these Pokemon EX cards. Like, you would get like either like a regular EX or a full art EX. But here in the case for Sun and Moon, they decided to switch the E to a G, which I'm not quite sure what the G is supposed to mean. Was basically I'll just look at all this later to figure out what the GX is supposed to mean. Like, basically like introducing all like the new Pokemon, and basically the Sun and Moon TCG will also feature the Alolan forms and all that. Oh, and there's like combo cards that I could use. And then basically like all on like the last few pages is giving me like a full list of like what cards are to be included in these packs. So like, yeah, seeing all like the regulars, the GXs, the full art GXs, and like having these like these really freaking rare cards. Cause yeah, like I'm looking at like the full arts, and like apparently it looks like these rainbow full arts, and basically like what I would call it's really interesting. Okay, it's giving me like all like what is like common, rare, ultra rare, rare rainbow, uncommon, rare holo GX, and secret rare. Okay, so the gold cards are basically what are called the secret rare cards. Okay, now I get it. Oh boy, this video's probably been going on for like half an hour now. So to be opening up this box, which I already have, but like I said, I have not opened up the booster packs, which are basically all of these. And I'm going to be making a separate video of me opening up all these, and maybe, hopefully, if I can at least get like one GX, that'd be great. So this is basically the pack that has all the energies in it. And they said it was a total of 45. So I can possibly, maybe in the future, make like a Sun and Moon deck. And here's basically all of the card sleeves that have the Lunala on it, which are 65 card sleeves. Now this is pretty much the code card for the Elite Trainer box. So there y'all go right there. There you go, adjusting the autofocus so you guys can see that better. There we go. So yeah, basically with that, I do believe that's a code that is first come, first serve. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what these are. Oh, these are the I guess these might be the acrylic condition makers, I guess. I'm not fully understanding, but like basically these things right here. I'm not quite sure what kind of use I'll get out of these, but oh well. And here are basically like the status counters and basically the acrylic GX maker, which again I don't know what that does, because I guess I trying to get into the Sun and Moon TCG stuff. Here's basically all of the dice, basically, which is one competition legal coin flip die and 6 damage counter dice. So I guess the purple ones are like damage dice, I guess. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for what's in here. So we're gonna put everything back in the box. And hopefully I'll find some more use out of these. Yeah, all of these cards. But yeah, I seriously cannot wait to bust these booster packs open to hopefully get something good out of them. Yeah, this video has been going on for like half an hour. Man, oh man. I mean, I'm not quite sure if there was anything else that I want to talk about in terms of what happened at the convention. But, yeah. I think that'll pretty much do it. Hold on. Trying to remember if there was anything else. Right. One little thing that I do remember is that I think it was on Saturday that apparently a group of people actually was able to recognize me because of the free hug shirt that I was wearing. And the thing was that the girl actually recognized me for three straight years. And I was like, that was freaking amazing. It's like I'm actually being recognized for my free hug shirt, because even though the fact that Anime St. Louis had like this I think it was like a sign prop policy, I guess, and they were saying that like something mentioning about like free hug signs are kind of in question. So I decided to talk with Anime St. Louis on Facebook to see if I could like wear a shirt. And basically they said that I can wear the shirt if I don't approach people for hugs, just let them approach me, which has happened. So it's like basically what I've been doing since I debuted that shirt back in like 2013 or 14. But yeah, it was just awesome to be recognized for my free hug shirt. It was flipping amazing. So let's see. Anything else I remember from that weekend? No, I think that'll pretty much do it. So pretty much with the next video is gonna be me opening up all of these Sun and Moon booster packs and maybe hopefully get something out of them. But that'll pretty much do it for this nice little long review of Anime St. Louis 2017. And I already do get the feeling that me and Jenny are going to be planning to go in for next year of 2018. And the cool thing of it was that Anime St. Louis already have their dates secured down for not only next year of 2018, but also for 2019, which are basically the first 2 weekends in May, which that'll be for Anime St. Louis 2018 and 19. And hopefully I'll be able to make those Anime St. Louis years as well. But anyway, lingered this on for far longer than I should have. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. And as always, my outro shall handle the rest. So I'll be seeing you guys next time.